Most people believe fear keeps you alive in the ocean. And in the beginning, it does. Your heart rate spikes. Your breathing shortens. Your body prepares to get out of the water as fast as possible. For first-time swimmers in deep water, this reaction is automatic. It's protective. It's exactly what the human nervous system is designed to do. But shark people eventually experience something very different. There comes a moment, quiet, almost unnoticeable, when fear stops working the way it used to. And that moment changes everything. In the first Shark People episode, we talked about the moment the ocean begins to change you. But there's a second phase most people never notice. The moment your internal alarm system begins to recalibrate. At first, the open ocean overwhelms the senses. Limited visibility increases caution. Unfamiliar depth triggers alertness. Any sudden movement in the water produces an immediate stress response. This is normal, and for many people it never fully goes away. But shark people are exposed to the environment differently. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly. And the human brain is built to adapt to repeated environments. This pattern appears in multiple high-risk professions. Pilots experience it after enough hours in turbulent air. Commercial divers experience it after enough deep descents. Offshore fishermen experience it after enough long days beyond the sight of land. And shark people experience it after enough time in open water. The water itself hasn't changed. The risks haven't changed. But the nervous system begins to recalibrate its response. Heart rate spikes become smaller. Startle responses become delayed. Situational scanning becomes more controlled. From the outside, it looks like growing confidence. From the inside, it's neurological adaptation. This is the phase where shark people begin to separate from casual ocean visitors. Because fear doesn't disappear. It just stops being the primary driver of behavior. Experienced surfers, divers, and offshore crews often describe something subtle but important. They still recognize danger. They still respect the water. But the immediate urge to retreat becomes quieter, more controlled, more measured. This is not recklessness. It's exposure conditioning. The same psychological mechanism that allows rescue swimmers and commercial crews to function in environments that would overwhelm most people within minutes. But adaptation is never neutral, and it doesn't come without risk. Because when fear responses become muted, decision-making begins to change in subtle ways. People stay in the water longer. They tolerate conditions that once felt unacceptable. They normalize environments that would alarm less experienced swimmers almost immediately. Most of the time, experience improves survival. Pattern recognition gets sharper. Energy management improves. Situational awareness becomes more deliberate. But in rare cases, over-familiarity creates blind spots. The ocean does not adjust itself to human comfort. And shark people who forget that lesson sometimes learn it very quickly. The most experienced ocean veterans eventually arrive at a balanced state. Not panic, and not overconfidence. Something quieter. They understand the patterns of the water earlier. They recognize behavioral signals sooner. They maintain controlled awareness instead of reactive fear. This is the phase where survival odds improve the most. Because the goal was never to eliminate fear. The goal was to refine it, to turn panic into awareness, to replace impulse with observation, and to remember one critical truth that the ocean teaches repeatedly. The water never becomes safe. You simply become more capable of reading it. Shark people aren't defined by fearlessness. They're defined by exposure, by repetition, by the slow psychological shift that happens when the human nervous system spends enough time in deep water. But the ocean always keeps its advantage. It only takes one misread signal, one delayed reaction, one moment of overconfidence. Because in the open water, the environment is always studying you back. If you missed part 1 of the Shark People series, start there first. It explains where the shift begins. And if you've spent serious time offshore, you already know, the ocean never stops teaching. It just waits to see who is paying attention. In this intricate dance with nature, shark people discover a different rhythm within the chaos of the ocean. With each encounter, their perception sharpens, and instinct becomes finely tuned. They learn to recognize the pulse of the water, each wave and ripple telling a story that casual ocean-goers miss entirely. The once overwhelming sounds blend into a symphony of life, filled with nuances that only those who persist can appreciate. The transformation is not without its challenges. As shark people immerse themselves deeper, subtle shifts in their behavior unveil the potential for danger lurking just beneath the surface. Moments of tension arise when their seasoned instincts urge them to stay, despite their better judgment whispering warnings that echo from the past. The interplay of experience and caution creates a delicate balance, a reminder that even the most skilled individuals must continuously calibrate their understanding of the ocean's unpredictable nature. As they navigate this delicate balance, a sense of purpose begins to emerge among them. Shark people start to forge deeper connections with each other and their environment, developing a shared language born from their unique experiences. They strategize, swapping stories of encounters with marine life, deciphering the signs that signal both comfort and danger. Trust in their instincts blossoms, but so does a respectful acknowledgement of the ocean's vastness. Each sunrise over the horizon becomes a reminder not just of beauty, but of the lessons learned from both triumph and misstep, underscoring that their journey is far from over. The ocean holds countless secrets, and with every tide, shark people absorb more. They stand together at dawn, the salt air filling their lungs, discussing the subtle shifts in currents, the flickering shadows below them. This camaraderie deepens their understanding and heightens their senses further. They learn to interpret the aquatic ballet unfolding just out of sight. Each second spent in the water reinforces their bond as they share the thrill of both discovery and caution. It is in these moments of unity that they begin to navigate the ocean not just as individuals, but as a collective, respecting the balance between awe and awareness that defines their existence amid the waves. As the sun sets, casting a golden hue over the water, shark people gather on the beach, their reflections shimmering in the surf. They share tales of close encounters, recounting the exhilarating moments that filled them with both fear and reverence. Laughter mingles with sighs as they remember the stings of adrenaline and the lessons learned through encounters with creatures that evoke both awe and trepidation. In these moments, the community strengthens, reminding one another of the tightrope they walk, a line between respect for the ocean's powers and their growing expertise. A quiet understanding settles among them. Vulnerability is a shared experience, always present in each dive, each wave, echoing the timeless lesson that the ocean, while enthralling, demands unwavering respect. As the rhythms of their environment grow familiar, shark people begin to sense an almost spiritual connection with the ocean. The water, once a source of trepidation, transforms into a canvas for their experiences. They embrace the whispers of the tides and let the currents guide their movement, cultivating a deep, abiding respect for each swell. With each dive, they discover new layers of understanding, unraveling the intricate relationships among marine life, ecosystems, and their own presence within this vast and unpredictable world. The dance with danger becomes less about fear and more about harmony, a delicate partnership forged through time and tenacity. As they share these meaningful exchanges, the realization dawns upon shark people that their bond with the ocean runs deeper than mere survival. It's a symbiotic relationship steeped in reverence and insight. Each story, each lesson, contributes to the collective wisdom that transforms them into guardians of the sea, a responsibility they embrace wholeheartedly. They begin to recognize that their time with the ocean transcends personal growth. It becomes a commitment to safeguarding the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. With every tide that ebbs and flows, their dedication solidifies, creating a community that respects the ocean not just as a playground, but as a vital entity deserving of protection and care. As night falls, the sound of waves crashing against the shore becomes a comforting lullaby for shark people. Surrounded by the glimmer of stars overhead, they gather around a small fire, sharing their hopes and dreams for future explorations. Each ember dances upwards, like their aspirations, igniting conversations that linger in the salty air. They discuss not only the ocean but their evolving selves, the challenges they've faced, and the mutual respect they've cultivated for the vast world beneath the surface. A bond strengthened through shared vulnerability and experience. In this journey, shark people become not only explorers but stewards of the ocean, translating their experiences into actions that honor the very waters that have shaped them. They learn to demand respect, understanding that their place in this ecosystem requires vigilance and responsibility.